Today's episode of Literally is sponsored by Lowe's. There's the biggest well, you're not a TV sensation. You're, White Lotus is a whole different thing. It's a zeitgeist Mr. Zeitgeist is with us.
Thank you for having me.
Patrick Schwarzenegger, Mr. Zeitgeist. I
was just since you were about to call me a TV star, maybe I was at home with Abby and my dad the other day, and Arnold was talking about how big White Lotus was, and Abby said, "Arnold, can you believe it? He's a movie star." And Arnold sat there with a cigar and looked over and said, "No, I guess he's a TV star, but not a movie star yet." And Abby was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Arnold's petting the mini horse. No, he's not yet. No, he's got to do about 5.
Yeah.
But even I was talking to John Owen about it, about Arnold must be like, because Arnold and I watching you and John Owen have your own successes. It's like, as a dad, you're both like, super proud, and then also like, keep going, kid. All right, you're in the door. You know what I mean? So for Arnold to he has to give it up now. He has to give it up now.
He never will. He never will. But it's amazing when the best thing is when someone now sees us both and we're together and they come up and ask me for a photo and not him. That's what gets the blood boiling.
Oh, the boil must be so real. And then there's one other level of humiliation for the older generation is when not only do they not want a photo with you, they want you to take it.
Take it. Yes. Yes.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? That is so sick. Yeah, you're the zeitgeist boy. I mean, we've got so much to cover. I mean, White Lotus, we've got, we have to talk about the Met Gala. You're a multi-Met Gala guy at this point, right?
Yeah, that was my third one.
Wow.
So, but this was the first one that I felt, not like in complete shambles of being anxiety ridden and like so nervous, like I feel like when you're going at a time when you have a project or you have something, it kind of like levels the playing field a little bit where you feel like people are maybe interested to talk to. I don't know, but it felt a little better than the last ones.
Well, listen, that was clear to anybody because you have to have like soaring confidence to carry that clutch bag. Bro, let's talk clutch bag. By the way, I'm pro clutch. Is it a clutch you were carrying on the red carpet? What's the technical term?
I think it was a clutch. And by the way, they're very strategic. You can hold some really great things in the clutch.
Is the clutch so slippery that the glove was needed?
The glove was needed. It all was needed.
Oh, listen, I'm only being devil's advocate here. I'm doing my journalistic thing because I'm down. I don't even need to talk about it. I was so sold. I was like, that's so sick. I mean, you have to understand, I sometimes carry a Birkin.
There you go. That's the highest level. This was not bad, but I tell you what, we were mid-dinner, and at the Met, the portions are very small, and you know how much I love to eat.
Yes, I know.
When we were done with the dinner, and I whipped open my bag, and I had protein bars in my bag, and I had snacks, everybody was like jealous because it was the clutch came. It came in clutch.
The clutch came in clutch. It earned its name. So is this true? I just learned this. Is this true about the Met Gala that you actually are to go there? You have to be the muse of a designer, and the designer designs your look. It's not like you go, I want to wear this and I want to wear that. You're kind of, not like you're a model. Is that fair enough?
Yeah. I mean, especially this time, it was celebrating kind of Black designers, and so I went with Balmain with Olivier, who's a fantastic designer, and when I went to try on the outfit, because he kind of shows you, they give you an idea of what they've created and what they've sketched and what they've made, and you just pray to God that it's going to fit you. I mean, I know the girls go through like weeks or months of fittings and all this stuff. The guys, it's a little more a little easier. But when I went for the fitting and he put it on, I was like, okay, this is great. I love doing something that has like a little bit of a swing, like it needs like
Yeah.
a little something that's going to flare it up and it's going to be unique. It's the Met Ball. I didn't want to just go with like a plain suit. So, but at the same time, you have to, you're putting all your trust in the designer.
No, it was great. I mean, and you've always been a clothes horse. How many times have I have when we see each other? I think you and I always give each other the elevator eyes, the up and down, and like, oh, the watch. Okay. I mean,
yeah.
The pants. Ooh, those are khakis. Oh no, wait, they're Gucci.
Gucci. Yeah, I remember that.
Remember that? You rock some Gucci. Like khakis that were just next level.
Yep. I mean, I love clothes, and I love, taking minor swings. I feel like I wear some stuff that's out there, but most of the stuff is not, but it's not as far as Johnny Lowe goes.
What can we do? Let's have a very public. First of all, none of my family listens to this podcast, so it's great. It's like they wouldn't lower themselves to listen to this. But let's talk about John Owen Lowe. What can we do to get him out of this thrift shop phase? Which, look, everybody goes through it. I remember, it was like, oh, look at this bowling shirt I found from 1930. It's like, yeah, all right, we get it. What do we do?
It's tough because if I go to Johnny's house and we jacuzzi, and I need to borrow some clothes, and I put on a t-shirt and it ends up here on my nipples. They're like these the crop shirts that just, I can't wear any of that stuff. But we need to have an intervention.
Well, and you just reminded me, you were a clothes thief. You like growing. You're not, because now you've surpassed everybody. But when you would come over in the day, there was always like Cheryl would be like, "Where is John Owen's brand new T-shirt that I just?" It's like Patrick was wearing it. Patrick took it.
I always knew when I was cleaning out my closet what was Johnny's, because it was size like 0 or 1, and it would always be like, "What is this doing here? I got to bring this back to Montecito. This is definitely Johnny's."
I always know when you're in residence, because there's also a lot of shoes scattered.
And by the way, I don't think Matthew Lowe gets enough credit for his outfits. Matthew stayed very consistent through the years. He's kind of the Adam Sandler of our
right,
family and friends. He's got the staples down.
It's really true. He found his look. It works great. He doesn't deviate at all.
No, he's like Steve Jobs. Wears the same outfit, the cargo shorts and the Oakley glasses, and they all make comebacks, and he'll be the one that's sitting there saying, "Told you guys." I told you.
As we speak, he's took some time off of work and has driven 6.5 hours on dirt roads down into Mexico to go fishing on a panga with a bunch of dudes. It's like no
oh
phone,
my God,
no phone reception, no nothing. Really super gnarly.
I just sent him a video like an hour ago of a shark demolishing a seal on right off of Catalina Island. These fishermen caught a video, and I sent it to Matthew because I was like, "This is right up your alley."
That is totally up his alley. So by the way, where are you right now? Are you still in Cannes?
Yeah, I'm in Cannes.
Okay, is this your first Cannes?
It is.
All right,
it is my first Cannes.
Let's talk. Okay. First of all, here's my favorite Cannes thing that I'm glad is finally getting a little press. Is everything in the world has gone to ridiculous levels, right? It doesn't matter what you're talking about, any subject, where you come from, everything on its face seems absurd. And this notion of, if I have to see another headline about how long the standing ovation, it's so dumb. It's so dumb.
I saw one day that was like 20 minutes, I think, and it said while the tweet happened, it said that people were still standing. So I was just like, I mean, can you imagine 20 minutes just standing I'm so curious to be in one of those theaters where it's just like it just keeps going. I don't know who's the person that sits down first or who stops or
who's timing it.
Are we following?
Is there? Is there? Well, there clearly is a person with an actual stopwatch, because my favorite is the publicity people can't wait to say, so and so indie director got a 6 1/2 minute standing ovation. Such and such movie got a 11.2 stand. It's like so dumb.
But yet if I had a movie there, I'd be standing up until I might stand up for an hour. I might just keep clapping.
How long do you think Arnold would stand for anybody?
He would be the first person. I don't know if he would stand. He'd probably just wave around and go. I don't know.
He would think it was for him.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
It's exactly right.
He was like, they saw me and they were very happy and everybody was doing their thing and the clapping and I left.
He must have, I should ask him to see what's the longest round of applause he's gotten. He must have a timer somewhere. Not for Cannes, just in general.
I've been really lucky when I've been to Cannes. I've seen great movies, like particularly good movies. I saw Sex, Lies, and Videotape, which won the Palme d'Or that year. And like like that, they should still be clapping for that movie. They should be clapping for a decade. I get it, but you can't tell me all these headlines, every single movie, most of which you never hear about again, have their. It's so dumb. But I saw Tree of Life there, the Terrence Malick movie. That was great.
Oh yeah.
That was a really good one. The Red Carpet. By the way, we are definitely doing this. I'm going to retell. This is the 1% podcast. I'm just saying, because we're talking bougie shit here. We're talking red carpets, Met Gala. We are. I don't care. To hell with it. It's the best red carpet in the world. Do you want to know why? I've broken it down because I've been like, why is this so spectacular? First of all, like I said, everything in the world has been debased. So red carpets now. I mean, they're red carpets at bar mitzvahs now. So red carpet, there's red carpet doesn't mean anything. But there it still does, because here it's double wide. So the width of it, every picture you see has red behind it because it's double wide. There are photographers on both sides.
Yep.
So you get the famous shot of you with people taking your picture behind you. And there's no interviews. So nobody's like, you're not like standing next to Danny DeVito waiting for him to finish talking. So
right.
You know, whatever. You're just walking and doing anything. And they only let one person
on the staircase.
Well, I'm getting to that. I'm building to the big finish.
Okay.
Then they only let one person on the carpet at the same time. And so there's like an air traffic controller going, okay, and go. And they're playing music. You have a theme. The last time I was there was Under Pressure by Queen, which is so sick.
Ooh, that's a great entrance song.
Great. I mean, it's like a walk-up song in Dodger Stadium.
Yes.
And then, of course, which you immediately knew, it ends with the ascension up the staircase. And then I saw Brad Pitt work that. I saw Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie work that red carpet. It was I started weeping. I wept. It was, first of all.
Well, you get the staircase going up, and then they call your name, and you get that classic turning around, the turn.
Oh, the turn.
Yeah, just the
over
the shoulder. Yes.
The Redford.
Yeah.
Redford insisted on most of his close-ups being over his shoulder slightly. They call it the Redford. Now, it's the best. That's the turn you want. The turn you don't want, I can teach you this as a young actor, is when you're, and you should be aware of this, when you do a scene and you're exiting a door and you turn and you smile, just know this, that it's very likely you just did your in memoriam close-up. Patrick Schwarzenegger passed away at the age of 97 today. And they're going to use that shot of you turning in the door, smiling, looking like, oh, I'm just stepping off into heaven now. So that's what enters my mind.
Okay, good. Well, thank you for telling me that.
Look at how sad you just got.
Well, I thought about it. I was trying to think if I'd done any scenes where I'm going through the door like that.
Because you're young, so they'll start with you. God, remember? Oh yes, remember? And then you'll do that turn, and then they'll do one of you all craggedy and towards the end when you're getting your phony baloney lifetime Oscar that they didn't give you when you deserved it.
Getting all pruned up and yeah,
pruny moony,
far, far away. Hopefully,
you've walked the Croisette? You've done that.
I've walked it. I've done my work that I came for, and now I'm just here for an extra 3 days and hanging out.
I was with
holding court.
I was with Catherine last night, and Chris. This is Catherine Schwarzenegger and Chris Pratt are married, and they're obviously longtime family friends. And we had our little we had dinner last night, and it was Lila's third birthday.
Eloise, yeah, it was. Yeah, I FaceTimed with her yesterday.
Oh, it was Eloise's. Sorry, it was Eloise's.
Yeah.
So, and I walked in with my document about you to prep for my interview, and we went through it as a family, and we're like, they were very insistent that I give you tons of shit about the man purse, but we dispensed with that right away. That was definitely
it was the way we started. It was great.
It was the way we started. Okay, let's talk. Let's talk about. Oh, look, you're drinking. See, I love, by the way, that smoothies became such a thing in White Lotus. If did Mike White know what a thing that is in your life and history when he cast you?
I don't think so. I'm a protein smoothie connoisseur.
Oh, I know
I'm a fanatic.
No, fanatic.
It's almost protein smoothie o'clock. I'm gonna get one right now. But no, he didn't know it, and he's obsessed with them too. He drinks them all the time. Mike has his diet and his kind of like food routine dialed into like to the top.
No way. What is it? I'm obsessed with people's food health routines.
So Mike White is in incredible shape. He's like, if before, let's just say call time is 6 a.m., crew call is 6 a.m. or something, and I was working first up that morning, I would go to the gym maybe at like 4-ish. There was one person that was at the gym, and it was Mike White.
Jesus.
And he worked out every day, and he's got, now he's on his third season, about to go do the fourth season. Like, he's got the perks that he deserves. So he's got the chef, and he's got the trainers, and he's got everything, but he's got it all dialed in. He's got all of his his lunchbox with the protein shakes and he's vegan, but he's got all these different meals and hits his protein goals, and he checks his HRV and his amount of sleep and his heart rate and all these different things. And every day he'll come up to me and he'd be like, "What's your HRV? What's your heart rate today? How many hours of sleep?" He's like, I'm this age, but today it says that I've got the heart rate of a 21-year-old. I've got the bone density of this. I've got he's got it all figured out.
I've got the bone. That's a great one. That's one I haven't ever thought of. I've got the bone density.
Yeah. I got the bone density. I got the protein. He's always like, "What's your protein delivery system? What's your protein delivery system?" But he's he loves all of that stuff.
Well, listen, he was in Survivor, right?
Survivor, Amazing Grace, and all that stuff. Yeah.
That's so insane.
I know.
I have a practical question. The resort you guys shot at, is it shut down to the public while you're there or no?
Yeah, the first 2 months, the whole place was shut down. And then we went and we traveled around. So actually, the first season, they shot White Lotus in like 7 weeks, and it was all in one location because they had to do it because of COVID. That was how Mike kind of pitched the idea. We can make a show that's all centered at one location. We don't need to travel. We can do a bubble. And that's when HBO kind of bought into it. And then the second season, they left the hotel and they, some scenes took place elsewhere. And I think they filmed for 3 months or so. And then our season took place over 7 months. The first 2 months were all at the Four Seasons in Koh Samui, which they completely rented out. And then we went and traveled around. We went to Phuket and did at another hotel for the spa. We went out onto the yacht that we filmed on. We shot on there for a couple of weeks. We shot in different parts of Phuket for other kind of in the city and kind of some of the local spots. And then we went to Bangkok for the last month, and we shot at the hotel there in Bangkok, and then we did studio work then.
Jesus.
So we were all over. But the hotel being rented out, like you would think that it's like amazing, but it's really quite weird when you have a day off from filming and you go down to the pool or you go down to the bar or the beach club, whatever, and there's not a person there. You know, it's just like it's dead empty. Unless you bring some of the other cast or something.
Yeah, I was going to say, then it makes it a camp. I shot once at a really remote resort, and you're right. It's like kind of spooky, but it also bonds you guys in a great way. Because if, you know, the people are working are doing their thing, and the people are off are just figuring out a way to spend time, you know, with their day. Who was your like homies?
I became extremely close with the people in my family. So Jason Isaacs, who you already interviewed, and then Sam Nivola played my brother. Sarah Catherine played my sister. Parker Posey, who I had worked with on The Staircase before. So I became really close with them because, I mean, from the time you audition and everything, and then we actually booked the roles, to then flying out to Thailand was just like a couple weeks later. So we didn't really, and Mike's not a big like prep guy. You know, there was no like table read. There was no like, you know, let's go and prepare and let's do rehearsals and let's do all the, you know, he doesn't really do that, which I think is part of the fun and how he just kind of captures things in the moment. But our family decided to do Zooms for the weeks before we got actually out there because we needed to hear each other's accents. You know, I had no idea what Jason Isaacs was going to sound like from a, you know, he's a British guy to this Southern, you know, North Carolina accent. And same with Parker Posey. I didn't know what she was going to do. And they wanted a distinction. They wanted the parents to have this like hardcore accent, but then the kids to have like a very minor accent. And so that was a trip to hear it for the first time. I remember hearing Parker's and Jason's, and I was just like, oh my God. I knew that Parker's was going to be like
a thing,
instantly become a thing. Yeah, like it was just everyone was, you know, quoting her and stuff on set. But yeah, I got really close with my family, and so much so like Mike White came up to me like week 3 and he was like, hey, do you want to have what are you doing tonight? You want to get dinner? And I was like, oh, I'm having dinner with like my family. And he was like, what the fuck's wrong with you guys? Why you guys think you don't have to be method. You don't need to hang out as a family all the time. Just chill. Like, it's not that serious. And I was like, I know, but like we're trying to all hang out and get the vibe and try to build these relationships. And he's like, whatever, you guys take it so serious. It was really funny.
That's amazing. So you're telling me the minute you heard Parker do her now, it's arguably one of the most famous accents ever, for sure. I mean, name one with it's gotten more in because people can get famous for bad accents, but this is a great accent, and it's just, I mean, tsunami.
I know, and it's like I mean, people were really like, you know, they were really talking about it the first weeks and like, oh my God, it's so over the top, whatever. And then you saw videos coming out of people, which was my favorite. People had other people in that have a similar accent from Durham read off the scripts that she had, and they sounded like just perfect aligned. Oh. It was just like it just sounded dead on.
Well, you know, Matthew went to Duke, which is in Durham.
Yeah.
And so we would go and visit him, and everybody was like, tsunami.
Now everybody's doing it. I have so many people that come up to me that went to Duke. Like, that's like the first people that come up to me are people that are Duke, and they just come up and they say some line in the accent or whatever. It's really, really funny.
And also, I just love that whenever your dad is wearing the Duke shirt, he's doing something really nasty. Like, he's plotting killing you guys, or when he always has the Duke shirt on. And I mean, I think it's sort of apocryphal that the Duke people were pissed, but I can't imagine that they did that. It's great. It's great advertising. It's great.
I totally agree. And it was like the perfect meme for March Madness too.
Oh, no
I just
kidding.
knew that it was going to like, it was like all over Twitter of Jason with the gun to his head in the Duke shirt when Duke lost. You know, it was just like everywhere.
It's so good. It's so genius. So you have a big date coming up. By the way, you should know I booked my house for the big wedding.
There you go.
Chomp Doodles getting married. Patrick you guys listening, Patrick is the best with nicknames. And Abby Champion is Chomp Doodle.
Chompadom, chomp, chomp, chomp. I think you came up with chomp.
Did I? It was. I know I had a hand in it.
I think you came up with Chompadoodle or Chompadoozer or one of those that you came up with. You're really good at nicknames too.
Yeah, when they were Cinnamon Bear for your brother Christopher is, I think, one of my all-time favorite ones.
Cinnamon, look what just came, by the way.
Oh, look at that protein. What are we what are we rocking? What do we got in there? Did you clean the blender? Got to clean that blender.
That is good. Refuel.
Got to clean that blender. You got some mosh bars in there broken up. You got the whole. You got the whole thing going. So you got the big wedding coming up in the late summer. Before that, what are your plans in the summer?
You know what? It's been like every time that I thought that I was going to be done promoting this show or being done with like this universe, it just has continued. I feel like I've been on a 2.5 or 3 month world tour for this show, which has been incredible. It's been amazing. But I remember when the show came out, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do like a week of press or whatever. And then it just like continued. And I think because it's one of those shows that comes out over like 8 weeks and it just continues to build momentum. And then the HBO team was like, oh, next week they want you to go to Europe. And I was like, okay. And then I come back. Oh, next week they want you to go back to Asia and go to Bangkok and do stuff. Okay, sure. Oh, next week they want you to go to Australia. I'm like, wow, really? Next week they want you to go to Hawaii where it was originally filmed. Wow. Next week they want you to go to like the amount of different countries and different places that I've gone for press and a lot of the other cast too. It was just like it's been so surreal and such a wild experience. So I would say that I'm going to come back this next week and have some downtime in July or June. But then I know that the FYC starts, that we're going to do stuff and, all the different Emmy stuff and whatever. So I don't know where the rest of my summer is kind of going, but and then hopefully get back on set this August right before we get married, which will be another exciting part.
I love how busy you are. I love seeing your success. You're so good, and I know I texted you like right away. You're so good in it. You found like a whole new gear in this. Did you feel like that? I mean, I know that as I started young too, and I can remember a couple times where I discovered a new gear that I had then had forever, and then you're kind of in that gear for a while, and then you discover, if you're lucky, another gear, and I think you just keep breaking through boundaries or finding a new way to do things. It feels to me like you did on this one in a way. Do you feel that way?
I feel it 100%. Like, I think that there's kind of 3 things that come to mind when you kind of talk about this, which is like, one, you continue to grow and you get better. I started acting, very young. You started even younger and became a star way younger than I was. But getting in class, I mean, I'm still in class for, every week and for the past, whatever 12 years in the same theater school and studio. And I think you just continue to learn from that and doing theater and doing plays. You continue to learn by doing other projects and working with different people. But I think that when I think about your career, you had this too. I think the more I get to do it, and it really comes down to me getting to work with amazing filmmakers, like directors, and working with someone like Mike White. Like they first off build such amazing scripts and build such amazing characters, but the kind of the process of working with someone like that's a writer and a director and comes from an acting background, I really think that it's helpful for an actor to get a specific performance out. So I think that's one of the things. And then lastly, it's the fact that it's an ensemble. I mean, I've been really lucky to work with amazing actors. I really started to feel a change when I was on The Staircase and I was working opposite Colin Firth. And I mean, that was Colin Firth. It was Juliette Binoche. It was Toni Collette. It was Michael Stuhlbarg. It was Sophie Turner, Dane DeHaan. Like, everybody on that was Emmy and Oscar winning actors except for me. And it was like this amazing, just like masterclass of getting to work and learn from these actors. And I think it's kind of like tennis. where
Yeah,
you
you're
when you
right.
play someone that's better than you kind of learn and you grow and you have to kind of go up to that level. So I think without a doubt, I felt like I was in a new gear or shifted into a new level on this project.
Did you ever have a moment? You talk about working with on Staircase with people who were at a level that is unbelievable. They're all masters. Where you're in a scene with somebody like that, and you can't help yourself. Oh, you almost get taken out of it by what they're doing in the scene. Because
Oh
where
yes.
you're like, oh, oh, fucking, whoa, whoa, whoa. You ever have one of those?
Two times I can think of it right off the top of my head. One time was the opening scene of The Staircase when I was acting with Colin Firth, and it's a oneer. The first 10 minutes is a oneer of me being drunk in the car, getting out. There's police everywhere. I run into the house and I find our mother dead at the bottom of the stairs. And I go and I'm looking for my dad, and I find my dad, and he's, weeping in the chair with blood all over his hands. And I remember we didn't rehearse it at all. And I remember just going in, running in, and going up to Colin and going and looking into his eyes. And Colin was just like the most professional in character, just almost to the point where I was like, "Holy fuck, this is nuts!" Like it was like a moment of like kind of realization that you felt like you were really in it, and it was like it was kind of like a moment to myself of like, "Don't blow this," like just it was like so that was one. And then the other time was on set with Parker, and we were mid scene, we were eating, and I spit my water out everywhere because she made me laugh so much because she would just improv dialogue. She would just improv things on the whim. And it just totally took me out of it. She would just say things that I was drinking water and we were at a table and she said something and I just spit out. And yeah, I mean, I think there's multiple occasions, but when you work with I don't know. I mean, you've done it with so many amazing comedic people. I feel like it's hard to keep it together when you're working with someone like that.
And those are always the things that, if you're lucky, that's what you take away from that like it will always be your thing. Like White Lotus is a thing that belongs to everybody now. Everybody has ownership in it, but it becomes actually something different than what you did. Coppola was the first one that taught me this when I was talking about the Godfather with him. And I was telling him how much I love The Godfather.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, yeah, well, The Godfather's become this thing, and everybody, but for me, now The Godfather feels like, that lamp. It exists. People know it. But for me, it was the making of it. So it's like those making of stories are so good. I just, and then, working with the greats, I can remember on Wayne's World, Dana Carvey had a scene where he had a robot hand he was building. He was trying to smash it with a hammer, and it was just he and I, and he was just trying to make me laugh in the scene. And I remember my palms running, sweat running out of my palms, trying not to laugh. And so like Wayne's World is whatever, but like for me, that's what it is. You remember those working with great people and
there's so many examples that I have, and I mean I'm so curious what it was like to work with. I remember you telling me a little bit about like on Outsiders or something, with how different directors have worked with you, and some of them have just been like, go act, they don't mess with your performance, they don't come and tell you different things versus, sometimes you work today and people are, the lighting guy, the cinematographer comes, you need to hit these certain marks, you need to get the light on you here. And the camera guy comes and says, you got to go over this way a little bit more. And then the director it's a really interesting experience to work with just different types of directors. But I remember you saying that, I think about, was it Coppola or who was it that kind of just let you?
Well, it was Coppola who literally let us do, it was great. We would explore it. It was very improvisational. And like you would rehearse and do versions and try different things. And then and only then would there be a discussion about where the camera would go. And I remember, because that was the era of the young filmmaker auteur, that was everybody then, of course, all the young filmmakers wanted to be like those guys. And so for the first, I don't know how many movies I did, when I came onto a set, I expected, and it was done, that the actors would get the set with the director and we'd figure it out together. And then I remember one day, like the memo went out throughout Hollywood. And you go on the set and good morning. How's everybody? Good. You have a good night? Yeah, that's great. Okay, so I was thinking, Patrick, you're going to be seated here. And okay, I was figuring you guys would you're coming in the door, so you guys are really happy. You're coming there, but I'd love you guys to get seated in this configuration around the middle of the scene, and then at some point maybe there's a cross over to the refrigerator. I remember going, "Are you fucking kidding me?
Right,
Are you fucking kidding me?" And now that's how everything is done.
Yeah,
I haven't been on a set in years where it didn't begin that way.
I think for me, Lotus was. It was like a perfect blend of the two, because I think Mike is the writer and the director and the showrunner and the creator, that he has the liberty of whatever he wants goes.
Yes.
He doesn't have someone else really telling him. So he definitely has an idea in his head of what he's wanting and the kind of performance he's looking for. But he also just lets you do what you want with the character. He really allows you to breathe into it and just bring different ideas or try different takes where you're just doing something totally different, or certain physicalities or certain antics or certain this thing or that thing. I mean, there's some of the best parts of this show are things that he kind of comes up to you and gives you what he's looking for, but then just lets you go and create the scene. And it's really fun to work with someone like that. It's it's very liberating of just having a director and a creator and a collaborator that's like that.
The more experienced, the better, and more confident the directors are, the less they say to you. I mean, that's just the way it goes.
Right.
I mean, Steven Spielberg isn't giving direction to anybody. He's cast who he wants. He knows what to do. You know what I mean? It's, whether you're Steven Soderbergh, whoever it is it's the insecure directors that feel like they have to earn their place on the set, where they want to.
Right. Which is probably why casting is such an important part for this show and for him and the process that they go through to find the right person, because they don't want to be doing all that when they're on set.
No, fuck no. It's casting. Casting is the most important thing in the world. It's the most important thing for the movies. It's the most important thing in your personal life. You got to cast your life. People always say, "How did you and Cheryl get together and be married for so many years?" It was casting. It's we picked each other. We cast each other. She cast me as her husband. I cast her as the wife, and the show's been running ever since.
Yeah, that's a great way to think of that.
Right? I mean,
love that
for sure. All right. Well, so when do I see you next? When are you coming up to SB? We're moving into the new house right now, so you got to get up here and see it.
I know. I've heard. Johnny told me about it, I think this last week.
We got a new dog.
What?
Yeah, we got it.
You guys have a new dog every. I mean, you have more dogs than Arnold has pets at this point.
I know. I love that Arnold has the mini horse and the pig, and it's so it makes me want to do that.
It's he's totally embraced this new kind of act of life. It's just he's such a Dr. Dolittle meets just kind of this midlife crisis, but happiness and calmer side of life. It's really a funny. I mean, you've seen it, but this picture of him holding court at his dinner table with a cigar in his mouth, and the miniature donkey behind him on the right side, and the miniature pony on the left side, and the pig right below his feet eating, and then the little chihuahua on his lap, and then the massive 180-pound Malamute husky over there next to the horse, and then the other what's it called, dog that's 150 pounds. I mean, it's just they have all of them surround Arnold, and he has certain meals. He's got the oatmeal cookies, the homemade oatmeal cookies that are good for the horses. He's got the special meals for the dog. He's got the soup that the pig loves. He's got it's just it's out of a movie. It really is.
Well, it is. Apparently, Brian, our friend Brian Grazer, has a movie he's developing about Arnold and the animals. And every time I see Brian, I've had Brian on the show, I keep saying, what's going on with the Arnold animal movie? Because honestly, I don't know anything I'd rather see than a movie about Arnold and his animals. I really don't. I am so down to see that.
I saw him literally yesterday, and he brought it up. I'm hoping that it happens.
Oh my God! It's so good. But I want Arnold to wear his like compression socks.
Yeah,
right. And it's like Arnold.
There's nothing better than the compression socks.
They're
great?
When did Arnold start dressing like Adam Sandler? When did that happen?
But by the way, his outfits are his assistant sent me a photo yesterday. I've got to pull this up because I make fun of Arnold more than anyone for the outfits he wears.
The best.
And he was shooting an Interview magazine, I think Interview magazine, and it's for his new show Fubar that comes out in like a week or two. And the assistant was like, "We're on set. Your dad didn't bring any wardrobe, so they're shooting him how he's dressed. What do you think he's in?" And I was like, I bet you he has a cigar and he's got a T-shirt of himself on. Then he sent the photo, and it was literally a photo of himself with the shirt of himself with the photo of himself in the background. I was just like, it doesn't get any better.
I mean, there's no one I love more for living his best life than your dad. I love it. I mean, you walk into this house, it's statues of himself, pictures of himself. It's like, because if you're not going to love yourself, who else is going to love you? Is the way I look at it. I mean, come on.
I agree. I mean, it's maybe a little over the top, but it's he's one of a kind. It's really amazing.
And the cigar and the jacuzzi, I mean, you're a great jacuzzi meister, I have to say. If there was Olympics for jacuzziing, you would represent America.
I would be on the platform. I would get a medal for sure.
The All-America Jacuzzi team?
Yeah. Both of us we'd be a pretty good like dynamic duo.
Okay.
Batman and Robin type. We would do well.
Okay, here's the All-America Jacuzzi team. Me, you, Arnold. Christopher, your brother.
C1 is, yes, he's a great jacuzzi. Yes.
And John Owen as an alternate.
Yes, Johnny, the heat gets to Johnny quickly.
Yeah, everything gets to Johnny quickly.
Yes, that's true. But he's a good, he's good.
He's a hothouse flower.
He's a good alternate choice.
Yeah, good alternate. All right, well, love you. Enjoy the rest of Con. What's on the agenda for today? What do you got? Well, I know it's sort of the evening there, but what's cooking in the next couple of days?
Yeah, I'm just going to get some dinner, go to sleep tonight. But yeah, I'm just here for another 2 days. I'm taking Abby to F1 this weekend.
Oh, John Owen, FaceTime. Here he is.
Finally.
It's connecting. Are you there? Can you hear me? Johnny, can you hear me? We tried. He's trying to get us. We can cut this out here.
Let me see if I can get him.
Tell him his service sucks.
I know his service is.
I've hit the bullseye. I've been good with Patrick. I haven't roasted him too much.
I'd like the record to show that I'm on a golf course, and I admit that doesn't look good on a Thursday morning. But Patrick's actually on a yacht and so at the end of the day,
drinking a smoothie with your dad.
I already said this is the 1% interview. I said we're going to talk about red carpets and Cannes Film Festivals. So it just is what it is.
Watch this shot.
Let's see how the golf swing looks here. Oh, I know what hole he's on here. John Owen Lowe. He's up on the tee. Looks like he has an 8-iron in his hand. And he comes through the ball, and I think he got all of it. That sounded crispy.
Yeah, it's on the green, Buzz. Now it's in a bunker.
Oh, crispy. All right. Well.
All right. I'll come back after.
All right, buddy. Let's jacuzzi soon.
All right. Love you.
Thanks
you for taking the time.
It was great. You're fantastic. See you soon, bro. Love you.
All right. See you, man.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Literally, sponsored by Lowe's.